Hello everyone, it's me, AgentSushi, and today we're going to look at some path designs that I've made. Now, paths are very important in your Minecraft world. They connect structures, and farms, and buildings, and so it's very important that they look nice. So I have a few path designs that I've made today, and I've tried to terraform them as best as I could. And so I'm going to share them with you and tell you how to make them, what materials you need. Okay, so let's hop right into the video. So, our first path up is our dark path. Now, this one is good if you want like a muddy area around pigs or like maybe going through a dark oak forest to give it a creepy feel. So, you want to use soul sand right here. This really looks like mud and also slows you down, so it gives it a nice atmosphere. You want to use coarse dirt. This is like dirt, however, it doesn't grow grass on top of it, so it's very useful if you want it to stay brown. You also use dark oak, and this includes slabs and trapdoors and buttons and pressure plates and just regular planks to give it a nice texture. You want to use terracotta, like brown terracotta, and black terracotta, because it just adds like a clay feel, because it used to be hardened clay, but now it's terracotta. And so you also want brown concrete powder, because this looks a lot like the grass, and thus blends very well with it when placing it near some grass. You want to use brown wool along with brown carpets, and this gives it like a pop, kinda. It's a lot lighter than all the other blocks in this mix, so yeah, it just makes it very pleasant for the eye, especially with the varying levels of the carpets. And like I mentioned earlier, you want to use buttons and trapdoors, mainly dark oak, just to give it like some texture. And this is what you would want it to look like going up a hill, just so it's a lot easier to go up. Okay, that was the dark path. Next up, we have our farm path. And so this is made out of path blocks, which you can get by tapping or right-clicking the ground with a shovel. And this is just a nice little path. Yeah, this is a farm path, so it would go well with like these cows and these like lights that are very like industrial and farmish. This might go to, say, a chicken farm. You want to use yellow wool. Now this goes very well with this hay that I've used here, because it just seems like a brighter version of it, and it just really goes along with the whole farm feel. So, like I just mentioned, you want to use hay bales. Yeah, they are obviously hay bales, so they're great for farms. You also want to use bee nests. Now, this seems like a strange choice, but when you look at it, it actually has a very nice texture on top of it, and that goes pretty well with a path, especially when that's industrial-ish. You want to use coarse dirt, like in our past path, just not as often, because it just kind of like neutralizes the whole color scheme. You want to use oak planks and strip birch logs, and this gives it like a woody farm feel, if you know what I mean. You also want to use yellow concrete powder and yellow carpets, along with yellow wool, as I mentioned before, because these once again just add a nice pop and texture to this farm path that we have here. Next up is our grassy path. Now this is good for like botanical gardens or maybe a golf course or a hiking trail. So with this you want to use lime and green blocks, mainly like this wool and this concrete powder and the terracotta and even the shulker box. Yeah, and this just, blends very well with the grass around here, and it's just gives it a nice like pop, and and it doesn't differentiate too much from the grass while still showing that there's a path there. So you also want to add a lot of tall grass. Now this is optional because this just really adds more to the naturey vibe of it. And this one is the last part of it, but it's great for slabs and things and stairs because it's dark prismarine. And now this seems pretty strange, but when you think about it, it actually goes pretty well with this. And this might go towards this nice bamboo little pond here, for instance. Next up, we have our sandy path. Now, this one is good for, say, a desert, or maybe even just if you want some sand near your house. So with this, you obviously want to use sand and sandstone, but also things such as birch wood, oak wood, and this is the top of an artificial beehive. It has this nice little border on it that adds just the slightest bit of detail. You can see it next to the oak planks. You also want to use pistons, because they just kind of add a pop, as I've been mentioning previously. And an optional choice is cacti and dead bushes. These just add to the deserty feel of it. And there are more over here. Okay, so this next path that can be used in a lot of ways is a stone path. Now this is great in almost any situation because it goes well with most houses and it just adds a lot of atmosphere to your build. So you want to use stone bricks here, some andesite. My texture pack, link in the description, makes andesite look a bit strange, but I still like the look of it. Polished andesite, gravel, stone, cobblestone, smooth stone, and this dead coral right here. Now the dead coral just adds, it looks a lot like the gravel, so it's nice to differentiate from the gravel, although it is pretty hard to get. Okay, so this last one before we get onto the dimensional paths is the aqua path. So with this one, you want to use prismarine bricks, light blue concrete powder, blue concrete powder, ice, packed ice, and blue ice, and even tube coral, although you notice that I've put water below it so it doesn't dry out and become dead. So I also put some fish around it, a puffer fish, and a couple tropical fish. Yeah, there you have it. Okay, so here is a fiery path. This is good for nether builds, and also just like if you want a volcano, for instance. So you want to use nether brick, red nether brick, netherite, netherrack, magma blocks. Now these hurt, but you can also crouch over them to make them not hurt. And this makes this path ever so treacherous. And also some soul sand with nether wart on top of it. Okay, let's go into the nether to see this continue to be used. It really blends well with all the other netherite. So now it leads us to the end portal for our final path. Now you see here, I've tried to combine the endstone vibe with birch wood, endstone and endstone bricks with the dimensional feel of the end with this, because it is in other dimension from the overworld. So obsidian, purple concrete, magenta glazed terracotta, magenta glass, stained glass, purple stained glass, and these slabs over here. So yeah, this is great if you want to make a base in the end, or if you just want something just kind of weird. You can jumble all this together. Now, I do recommend if you don't like all this expensive blocks, just using the endstone bricks, the endstone, the birch, and the stripped oak logs here. Okay, now let's press this button right here. And let's go. Yahoo! some pufferfish. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and sub, and as always, texture pack and shaders are in the description. Bye bye, this has been Agent Sushi, signing off.